Hello,
Hello!
we're back.
Welcome to the Knitting Twinnings podcast. I'm Julia,
I'm Emily
and we are the Knitting Twinnings. Twins who knit.
in Paris, France.
We haven't been back since
What, a month or
last year.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last episode was a month ago, before Christmas. So we wish everyone a very happy new year. And we hope that January is treating you well. I know that this is always a difficult month for me, January. It's been a very cold in Paris. Short days, cold days, grey days.
Yeah, we had a ton of rain and then it became very cold and it's been super cold for 10 days. We had snow, which almost never happens.
I have to say, snow is the only good thing about it. I love snow. I love when it snows, and it always brings more light. Everything is white, and there's lots of light. So, but January
today
is always difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. I've been sick for 2 weeks. I feel better as of this morning. After having taken antibiotics for sinus and ear infection, and also while working because I have a ton of work. So,
and I woke up with a migraine and just. I'm not feeling great, but we thought that it had been long enough and we needed a good catch up with you guys. So, wishing everyone just the very best for 2024.
Let's have knitting time.
Lots of knitting. Great knitting goals if you have any. I know Emily has tons.
Yes.
So would you like to start by talking about your knitting goals, maybe?
Yes. I've been thinking about, we could have done a 2023 roundup, but to be honest, I don't think I have much knitting to show for 2023. I think when I went on my Ravelry, I think I've only knitted one garment in the whole year. I only knitted the Brienne cardigan from Neons and Neutrals.
Oh.
And I think it's the only one I've knit in the year.
That you finished.
That I finished, started and finished in the year.
More.
Yes, I've knit more, but so maybe we can do that some other time or...
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's never, if I try not to count how many projects I've finished in a year, because I usually knit a lot, but I don't finish tons of projects. That's just the way it is. I'm a polygamous knitter, and I get distracted by other things. I also do a lot of knitting for work, which takes up some of my knitting time. And now I spin as well. That also takes up some of my knitting time. So if I look back maybe at how many projects I've completed, I've maybe completed 10 projects. But I've knit on tons of things. And so for me, I don't think that's an accurate representation of how much I've knit in a year.
But I feel more... it was last weekend. I felt very motivated to think about what I want to do this year. And so I wrote down a few of my knitting goals. And I think because my lifestyle has changed a bit and I work a lot more and I have less time to go on Instagram and Ravelry, so I don't follow as much the knitting patterns that come out regularly during the year. So that's one reason. I think another reason is also maybe that I changed a bit my approach to clothes, and I buy less clothes now, and so I feel a bit less interested in the patterns that come out every day, every week, but I really want to knit with yarn that I already have, and I think I want to knit more classic patterns, and I think I want to knit things that I know I'm gonna wear, because I I think in the end I don't wear my knitwear a lot. I don't really wear it to go to work because it's usually too warm underneath my coat. So yeah, so
What I do for that, because I wasn't wearing my knitwear very much either, and sometimes at home I'm too warm or something. Well, actually it's been pretty cold, so it's been really nice to wear my knitwear. But what I do is I bring my hand knits to work, because I can't wear them under my coat either, because it's too hot in public transport. And but I leave my knitwear at work, and when I get there I change, I put my sweater on, and that's a great way of wearing it. Plus we all, you know, I work at La Bien Aimée, so we all brag about our new hand knits and stuff, so it's a pretty fun way to share with my colleagues and, you know, get excited about knitting.
But it's true, I do that also. I have my satellite shawl by Andrea Mowry at work, because where I work it's not very warm, so I usually wear it all day long. But yeah, so what I wrote about my knitting goals is knit less patterns that come out and think more about what I want to wear. And one thing I like to wear is when it's not like super cold, like -5 like it is today, but when it's usually like 10-12 degrees, I like to wear like a long sleeve t-shirt and a short sleeve sweater on top. And I end up wearing the same sweater all the time. So I'm thinking this year I'm gonna knit short sleeve sweaters.
Good idea.
Because
or vests even.
Yeah. But I have one that's from, you know, a shop that I got from my aunt a very long time ago. It's a very plain kind of cotton sweater with short sleeve, but it's just the right amount of positive ease. It's a like boxy drop shoulder square sweater, and it's the kind I like the most. So that's what I want to knit this year. Something I can really wear every day. I can wear in the spring on top of a dress. So this is my number one knitting goal for 2024.
Question: is there a pattern that you like that you would use for that, or would you design it?
Yeah, I think so. I have a couple patterns I got last year from Samantha Guerin.
Okay.
And I think she published last year a series of short sleeves tops that are really, really good. So I linked them in the show notes, because so I bought 2 or 3, I think, last year. They're fingering weight short sleeve sweaters. I have a ton of sweater quantities in fingering weight. So I think I'd like to knit at least 2 this year. I think I can make myself, I think I can probably design myself bottom up, drop shoulder sweater, like the one I wear all the time. And also I've started knitting Boxy by Jorge Locatelli a very long time ago in mint yarn that you weren't using. So
mint colored yarn.
Mint colored yarn, which I love. So I think I might try to get this back on my needles. And I've only knit like, don't know, 3 centimeters or 4 centimeters or something. But I think I'm gonna try to knit this one also with short sleeves this year. So yeah, I think that is a very good idea for myself. I also want to knit some of my very old sweater quantities. I have one sweater quantity of La Bien-Aimée Aran in Magellanic Clouds, which is one of my favorite grays.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to knit this one. I think I want to knit a Montmanet or something, and maybe I could do a short sleeve Montmanet. Is it a good idea to knit a short sleeve Aran
Of course.
weight?
Well,
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. So I finished my Montmanet, but I left it at work, of course. And so I can't show you guys, but I've been wearing mine pretty consistently because I made sure it was long enough to wear over like skinny jeans and stuff. Oh, Basil. And yeah, it's just a super practical everyday sweater. I don't know, you could do it short sleeves. It really depends when you knit it, because you can always make the sleeves longer after.
Sure. So I want to knit this sweater quantity in Aran. I also want to knit, I've had for years a sweater quantity of Hedgehog Fibres Tweedy in the original color, so it's grey with recycled fiber speckled into it. So I really want to knit the Tweedy yarn this year because I really, really love it. And I've never really found a pattern that I want to knit with it.
I have an idea. You could do a super cute vest in the Tweedy, like, you know, maybe a little sleeveless cardigan or something. There's so many cute patterns for vests that have been popping up. And I have a ton favorited because, one of the ones that I like is the Deren by Jacqueline C. Slack. I knit the cardigan and I loved knitting it. And the shoulder shaping is super nice. And so I think it would look great. Anyway, just my 2 cents.
So I'm gonna investigate this. I also want to knit the Elton cardigan by Corrie Locatelli. I bought it. I have the yarn. So once I'm done with my baseline cardigan, I think I'm gonna switch to the Elton.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. Next thing on my list is I want to knit a hood. I'm not sure I want to really knit a balaclava, but I want to knit something close. I actually saw on the metro in Paris a woman with a very nice hood cowl thing in ribbing, in a really nice purple that I really loved, and I couldn't get a picture because she was just going by me, but I thought, oh my god, I really, really want that. So that's also on my list. And do I have anything more on my list? Oh yeah. Well, I just said I don't really want to knit not like any of the patterns that come out, but less of the patterns that come out, and you just you fall in love with them instantly and you want to knit them, but then you knit them and it's a good knitting experience, but then you don't really wear them. But actually, I really, really love the new dress by Aimee Sure.
Basil is doing his little cat meow.
Yeah, so I really love the new dress by Aimee Sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and she knit a version that I really love, which is short sleeves and a longer tunic length. I really, really love that.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah. So I have my eye on that as well. And oh yes, I really love the what's the jacket? Is it the traveler jacket or traveler?
The traveler shell?
Traveler Shell by Andrea Mowry. I think that is something I would really wear.
Yes,
as a classic kind of layer that you would put on in the spring. when you don't have to wear a coat or anything, but I really, really love this one. So this one is on my list. And the last thing that's on my list, I think, is also knit some of the patterns from Neons and Neutrals by Aimee from La Bien-Aimée, because I've knit the Brienne cardigan, but I love a lot of the other patterns too. So,
and last time we already discussed trying to knit some of the patterns from Neons and Neutrals. This year, maybe doing a knit along in 2024. For me, I have to say, I don't know if a knit along is a good choice for me, because as soon as I have to knit something, I don't want to do it. Which will be illustrated later by my progress on the baseline cardigan. But I do have a few projects already started on the needles from Neons and Neutrals. For others, I already have the yarn. So, yeah, I think it would be fun.
Which one is the one I really love with the carré in Tarja?
Oh, Férule by Florence Perling.
Yeah. This one is number one on my list.
And I have already cast on Darta, the sweater with the ruffles here, and Punkt by Julia Wilkens, which is a big mohair shawl with intarsia dots. I also have the yarn to knit Molig, which is a hat with intarsia shapes by Anna Husman. I already have my yarn, I just need to cast on, and I would learn so much from this. This one is definitely one of the patterns I'm gonna cast on pretty soon. Sorry, but yeah, anyway. Basil is being cute. Oh, and leaving. Anyway, so yeah, maybe that would be a good option. Yeah.
So knitting goals. Knit from my stash, knit short sleeved sweaters, and
yeah, good. I don't have many knitting goals for this year. I think I have one, which is something I don't want to talk too much about because it may be linked to a secret project. I think I'm just gonna say design. So that's why
in progress.
Yeah, that's why I think that doing knit alongs is gonna be complicated because I may be working on secret projects, and that may be taking up quite a lot of my time. So I don't know. Maybe I cheer you on.
Yeah, and it can be like a very laid back.
Oh well, it will have to be. Anyway.
It will have to be like for the baseline cardigan. It's something in the long run.
Yeah. Should we get to some serious knitting content? I have one FO simply because I left my Montmanet at work. Otherwise, my Montmanet is done. But yeah, I did leave it at work. That's why I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing the Felix cardigan by Aimee Christophers. I knit it out of La Bien-Aimée Corrie Confetti in Nightfall, which is a dark blue. And yeah, I really like it.
Do you have more hair in it?
Yes, there's more hair in Winterfell as well in it. It's knit at a bit of a loose gauge, which now looking back, I would have liked to knit it on a 5mm instead of a 6 because I just think the gauge is a bit too loose, but otherwise I love it. Yeah, so that's something I knit 2 years ago maybe. That's it. So no more money, but I did finish. I was knitting a Bandana shawl and I finished it. So this is based on the, I used Le Bandana Basic Recipe by Aimee Gilles as the pattern. I just knit it on 5mm needles at a worsted weight gauge because I used La Bien-Aimée Alix held double, so that's a lace weight, and it's a mix of merino and alpaca. It's super soft. So I did 2 strands of Alix and 1 strand of Little Kumo, which is a lace weight fluffy alpaca. So there's 3 strands in here, and it turned out the perfect size. Yeah, I love it. I wear it all the time under my coat, so that it keeps my neck nice and warm. I wear it all the time at work because it's not too big. It doesn't, it's not, it's super practical to wear. And it just turned out perfect, exactly like I wanted. So it's like a little shawl, and I'm super happy with it. I've been wearing it nonstop. It's extremely soft, and that's my little Bandana shawl. Very happy with it. Do you have FOs?
No.
Okay.
No. I think the last thing I finished, I showed in December. I knit 2 hats recently. One was the woolly waffle hat, which I showed you, and the other one was the robin beanie in Wandering Flock, which I also showed. So I have a new hat on the needles, which I knit sometimes on the subway or. And it's another woolly waffle hat because I really
this one you
like
had showed, but I think you had showed just the beginning.
Yeah, so I've done the first half in La Bien-Aimée Merino DK in the Flying Netter, which is because I love purple. I know not everyone likes purple, but for me it's one of my all-time favorite colors. So it's the Flying Netter, and the inside, which is just plain stockinette, is in Gateway Purple, also in La Bien-Aimée Merino DK. So it's very enjoyable knit. The second one I've knit this winter, so that's my Metro knitting. So I have this on the needles. I also started a pair of socks.
Me too.
Which haven't really progressed a lot.
Me neither.
I started them when we were going to England.
Yeah. I literally cast them on, I think, in the
Eurostar. And that's all I have.
Yeah, I literally did the ribbing and started my tube. Yeah, I forgot I started these. I need to take them with me for the tram. I had so much, so many swatches to knit for work that I've just been knitting swatches for the past 2 weeks. Everything else has been on hold, so I'm excited to get back to my whips. And this is this one I'm gonna take with me in transport to go to work right now.
I wanted to show this because this is Hedgehog Fibres sock in their special Christmas colorway that is called Pinkmas, and it is just incredible. And when I saw it, I got one for me and one for you. And I cast on, and I also got us the other special Christmas color by Hedgehog, which is called Snowy, which I really, really love. I love the pops of greens. Yeah. And I think it's a really, really cool Christmas colorway. So I don't know.
It's gonna make super pretty socks, but it could also make like a super pretty hat, because if you hold it with maybe like a light pink or something, like little Kumo or Mohair or another sparkly color, but with different colors, it could be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But I really, really love Pinkmas, I think. Yeah. It's just an incredible colorway. So
very pink and very fun.
Yes. So that's on the needles, and that hasn't really progressed a lot.
I haven't knit socks in a really long time, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to knit them, but I don't really like to wear them. So I usually give them away. I usually send them as presents for some of my friends. But I think I'm gonna make an exception for the Pinkmas because I really love them. Mm. Otherwise, I might also make mittens or something with them. Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then I have another big project, which is the baseline advent cowl, where it's the knit along that we initiated. So it's the baseline cardigan by Sosuknits. At the moment, it doesn't really look like anything.
Yeah, it kind of
It
does.
kind of does because I did the right side.
You did a whole
I did
side
the
of
whole
it.
side, and then I started on the back, and I also started on the front.
You just joined the second side.
Yes.
The front and back
I
together.
joined the front and back this morning, so...
How cool!
So it's starting to, look like something. And it's, I think for a long time I was like, oh, it's long. I don't really see any progress. And then, I made good progress on it last weekend and thought, okay, so now I think I've made a good chunk of it. And it's starting to look like, a real cardigan. So I'm really happy with the progress. And
it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I love it.
Mm-mm. So you're doing the V-neck.
Yeah, I'm doing the V-neck. I'm doing size 5 with length D. Which is about medium, I would say, neither cropped nor long, which is how I like most of my knits. And I think it looks really, really cool. And I'm using Corrie Confetti, as I've already told you. Corrie Confetti in Aimee's
Peach sweater.
Yeah. Which I love. And I think I'm on I'm finishing the 4th skein or the 3rd skein, and I still have 4 more to go, I think. So it's gonna take a lot of yarn. It's using more yarn than I thought, actually.
Okay.
But I think I had 8 skeins, and I'm probably gonna use all of them.
Oh, okay.
At the moment, that's what I feel, yeah.
I started mine, but I didn't get very far. So this is my first front, and I just did a few rows of the back. So that's how far I've gotten. Clearly, it's gonna take a really long time for me to knit this one, because I've been distracted by new projects and new cast-ons. And so it's just the way it is. I still love it. I really love my choice of colors, which is Corrie Confetti as well. I'm doing Greybow and Ochre stripes. And I really love it. It's quite different from the colors I normally wear, which, not that you can tell by what I'm wearing today, but I usually knit pink. And wear pink, and I think that this is gonna be fun to have something different. Sorry. Something different in my wardrobe. So yeah, but I've been really distracted. I think I would still like to show a little bit, but not show any details. I'm working on a design, I think. I had this idea for a sweater, and so I'm using my Aimee notebook, which I really like. And every row I write down what I do. I write it all down in my notebook, because I don't think I would even be able to, I don't know, look at my knitting and write up row by row. I don't think I could do that. So I had an idea for a sweater, and I had an idea to do it in one of the new bases that we released at Aimee recently, which is called Kumo. It's a bulky weight fluffy alpaca yarn, I'm out now because I knit my whole first skein, but it's a super fluffy Suri alpaca base, and I'm holding it double with Felix, which is a lace weight, but it's giving it a bit of structure. And I actually found that I get on an 8mm needle, I get a gauge that's 1 stitch for 1 centimeter, which is making it super easy to design. Anyway, I don't want to say too much about it, but I just wanted to, you know, I'm doing it in hot pink. And yes, I'm working on my first design, and then I think I'm gonna work on it in a different gauge. So yeah, that's it. I've been super excited about it and having an idea and seeing how I can translate it into the design. So that's really been my focus lately, and it very much distracted me from my other whips. So I was working on the baseline, and I was also working on the Seela sweater by Jonna of Len Magazine, which I finished the body, and I started the first sleeve. So, you know, it feels like it's, you know, very, very soon gonna get done, but, you know, realistically, I don't know. I've let it go a little bit.
You haven't picked it up?
No, I haven't picked it up, although it is really fast to knit because you knit it on a 6mm needle, and I'm using La Bien-Aimée Merino Bouclé and La Bien-Aimée Felix, so I could finish at least that sleeve really fast. Maybe I'll knit on it tomorrow, I don't know.
You know, I think when was it, last year, or I had this thing about knitting one project every Sunday.
Yeah, it's true.
Because on Sundays I usually have more knitting time than any other day in the week. Because, you know, on Saturdays you do your chores and house stuff, and maybe do a bit of shopping and everything, and go out and meet your friends. So I usually had one Sunday project. And if you have
that's a good idea. I could
3 or 4 hours of knitting on Sundays, then you can really make good progress, and at the same time you don't feel like you're stuck on one project.
So I could make this my Sunday project, it's true, especially since I only have like 1.5 sleeves to knit, and it would be super fun to have this sweater done because it's such a fun one. It's pretty oversized, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Basile! Okay, he's having a little bit of
have an exciting moment.
So yeah, what else do you have? Oula. Non, c'est pas.
So that's it for my project. Maybe I brought also to share with you my yarn for the Elton. I brought it to brag a bit.
I don't think you can see very well the color.
It's better on the mohair.
Yeah. It looks like a dark blue, but it's a dark green.
It's a dark green.
It's a colorway called Emmeline.
It's
like Emily, but Emmeline.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I love green. Green is one of my... Green and purple are my 2 favorite colors. And this is green with a lot of black in it.
But it's also quite... it leans towards emerald green, which is really nice. It's a real jewel tone Yeah, I don't think you can see the difference with mine.
I already knit with Emmeline in what did I use? Iron weight, I think.
You did the Felix?
I did the Felix pullover, which I really love, and so I bought last year some Merino super soft.
I think you got it during a sale.
No? Yeah. I think probably one of the sales you did at La Bien-Aimée
Aimee's birthday sale, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's when you got it.
And so I have Merino super sock and I have mohair silk. So I'm really, really excited to knit this one. I think my color choice is really good, really good. And I think this can, make the Elton a cardigan that I can wear a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to show you this.
I have one more whip to share.
And I thought you could also show what I got you for Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's my whip. For Christmas, Emily gifted me, so she already showed you Pinkmas and Snowy. She gifted me one skein of each from Hedgehog Fibres, and you also gifted me 2 braids of fiber from Hedgehog Fibres.
I'm gonna get the second one, which you haven't spun yet.
I have it here.
Oh, you have it here, okay.
I already spun one of the braids, which is a Merino comb top in their colorway called Sweet Pea. So it's a pink with lots of speckles in blues and yellows and oranges. There's even a bit of green, and yeah,
it's very you.
I had a really great time spinning it, and as soon as Andrea Mowry released the traveler cowl this week, I was like, done. I am buying this pattern right now and casting on. So I also got a skein of La Bien-Aimée Little Kumo, which is a fluffy alpaca. It's a lace weight in a light pink. It's a colorway called Sansa. I think it goes with everything, so I put it with everything.
I love Sansa.
Yeah. And so, if you want to hold them, I cast on last night and I started my traveler cowl. I am super excited because Sansa is a light pink and Little Kumo is really thin. You can still see all the, I don't know if you can see, you can still see all of the variations, all of the speckles in the handspun yarn. I had to go up a couple needle sizes because my handspun is thicker than I thought, and I think that happens every single time. I had to go to a 5mm needle, but the cool thing is for this pattern, Andrea wrote it so that you can adjust it to different gauges. So it's working out really great. I started it last night and I have not been able to stop knitting. I think that's gonna be, I think I'm probably gonna obsessively knit on it. So I don't have enough yarn because my handspan is only 180 meters. And that's not enough. I think that's only half of the yarn you need for the cowl. But Emily also got me a second pack, which is, and this one is a
pink fade
set of merino fiber from Hedgehog. And so I think I'm gonna start spinning this really soon. And I want to try fractal spinning, which I'm not completely sure what it is. I've heard about it, and I think it's a way you divide your fiber so that on one side you have like a gradient, and on the other side the gradient repeats itself at least twice, so that you don't have the same color, you know, on top of each other. And so it looks like anyway, I have my idea, and I think it's not difficult to do at all, and I think that would probably look super fun to add a pink fade afterwards. So that's kind of my plan. And it will be super fun to spin and knit it straight away. So yeah, super excited about it. Yeah. So that was my Christmas present, which I appreciate a lot. And it's very, very fun to knit with your own handspun. And I think it looks great. So yeah, that's it for me.
Well, you didn't get me any yarn, but you got me what do you call it?
It's like a baking robot.
Yeah, a baking.
It's
yeah. So because I love baking too.
Yeah. I'm waiting to taste your bakes.
So more on that later.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I wanted to maybe share is a series of books I've been reading, and I've been really, really enjoying them.
Me too.
I discovered the author when I saw a new thriller series on Apple TV Plus. It's
a show called Slow Horses on Apple TV Plus.
It's Slow Horses.
It's a British show.
It's a British show. I love my thing is spy thrillers. Yeah, I love the spying novels, and I love that's my thing. If I was a writer, I would write, I think, spy thrillers and spy novels.
For me, it's true crime. I'm obsessed with true crime.
And me, it's spies.
Yeah.
Spying and spies. Love it. Love it. Can't get enough of it. So I discovered this series on Apple TV Plus, British, with Gary Oldman, who plays the chief of like this renegade
group of spies
from MI5. It's like the Slow Horses, they're called because that's where the people who've made big mistakes get dumped, basically. And so it's all the...
instead of getting fired, they get punished. By being sent to Slough House.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very funny.
It's at the same time a comedy and also very satirical about British society and
British politics.
British politics. Yeah.
And the show is amazing.
Amazing.
If you want a really good show to get into, there have been 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think the 3rd season came out in December.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for it.
It was brilliant.
Brilliant. And I discovered it was adapted from a series of books by an author called Mick Herron.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've been listening to the audiobooks.
Yeah.
I listened to them on my way to work and on my way home. And every time I'm like, I can't wait to, put my headphones in and keep going. The books themselves are, I mean, is it 8 books in the series?
I think it's 8 books.
So there's quite a few to get through.
Yeah, but
awesome.
I've just started the last one.
Wow. Well, then you have to start from the beginning again.
Yeah, I could start from the beginning because I haven't read
the shows.
Yeah, haven't read the first 2 books because I felt like I knew the series too well. So I started on the 3rd book before the 3rd season came out in December, and I haven't been able to put them down. So I'm on the last one, but Mick Herron has written a few other books.
And novellas that go with the book series.
Yeah, so I'm not done yet. I'm almost done with this series, but then I haven't read the novellas that go in between the books, but they don't really add anything to the general plot. It's more like a focus on like one of the characters, or how do you call it, a side plot. So I think he wrote another series of books with 4 books.
And it's a female main character, so that would be interesting to
called
read
Emily,
well.
I think.
Oh, okay.
No, is it not Emily? I don't know.
I am reading book 6 now. And I am really loving it. Yeah. Just I can't stop listening to them. It's so much fun when you finally discover a book that just grabs you, especially if it's a book series and you know you can just keep going and keep going, and yeah, it's amazing. So the TV show is amazing, the books are great,
and we like to listen to audiobooks.
Yes.
I've bought some of them, so this one is number 7, and I'm also so I started reading number 8, but I also have the audiobook. Because sometimes if I'm working on something and I want to be absorbed in it, then I can just listen to it. And also, I can't read a real book and knit at the same time. So I can listen to an audiobook and knit.
Yeah.
And also when I read a real book, then I fall asleep about 3 pages in. So I don't make as much progress as I do when I'm listening to the audiobook. And the narrator is great.
Yes.
Because sometimes that can be a problem.
Yeah.
The book can be good, but if the narrator is not good, or you don't get into his tone, but the narrator is really good.
Yeah, so we highly recommend the series of books Slough House by author Aimee Guerin.
And the series Slow Horses.
Yes, absolutely. And the series. Yeah. Yeah, that's it from us, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And we'll try to be back soon with hopefully a bit of progress. I think the last thing I wanted to mention was, because I've been thinking about what I should knit, my sweater quantities and everything, and I've already thought about the future pop-up, La Bien-Aimée pop-up that you're gonna...
we're doing in the spring.
Yeah, that you're doing in the spring. And I was like, okay, so no yarn buying before the La Bien-Aimée pop-up. But then at the pop-up, I might get some yarn, and I might get some yarn for the ferrule in neons and neutrals. So I've been thinking about that already, I think.
I'm not gonna betray anything, but we have so many plans for the pop-up this year. And we have some new yarns coming out. I know that they're gonna be especially up your alley, because there's gonna be a couple new things coming out that you're gonna love. You're gonna die. So anyway, save your pennies.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my pennies until the pop-up. That's what I've been thinking.
It's fun because sometimes I tell Emily what we're working on, and sometimes I don't, so that she has the surprise. For this one, I think I will keep the surprise, because I think you're gonna die. You're gonna love it. I mean, love them, but I'm not gonna say what.
Okay.
Okay, so see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.